All right. What's up, y'all? It's been a long time. We have FOMC here in 4 minutes, the rate cut decision as it stands now. We have a 96.8% chance of a 25 basis points cut and a 4.2% chance of a 50 basis point cut. 0% chance of a pause, and even less of a chance of a hike. So, if you see anything other than a 25 basis points cut, you will see extreme volatility. If we see a 25 basis points cut, probably things will be more muted than we care to want. So, yeah. Who's ready for FOMC? I'm ready for FOMC, baby. I'm ready for FOMC. You're scared and nervous? Don't be scared and nervous. It's just JPOW. Act like JPOW's your grandpa. Grandpa! Papa J is right. Forgot I had the stream open and you scared the poop out of me. Apologize. Now that I have my base TLT position, I might start buying 5 shares a day until I hit full position. I love it, Magabagouli. I love it. Come give me a kiss. That's right. Share my screen? I am. You ask ChatGPT and for sure 95%. There you go. 3 minutes until we have the posting. I fully expect a 25 basis point cut. In the modern era, we have yet to see them deviate from the probability price. It would be interesting if they did so. In my opinion, they will not deviate unless we have severe unexpected conditions break down quickly before the event. Okay. My top step is completely locked up. I use the lockout feature, so those won't be touched. I don't anticipate touching my TPT account. I typically don't trade that well in the afternoon anyway, so I'll probably stick with my IBKR. I might take a TPT. We'll see. I'm in 2 ICs with extremely wide strikes. It's a gamble, but I got my fingers crossed. Nice. All right, here we go. What does Bookmap say? Bookmap liquidity is completely wrecked with exception of 24,300. That's the only liquidity on the books here. 24,300 on NASDAQ. For ES, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Options chain. We have call buying and puts are flat at 1.46 billion negative, and they're buying back calls at the moment. So I would expect a bull move. I would expect a bull move to start out, and then after that, I don't know, probably dump. Who knows? Here we go. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. We already started. Nope, not yet. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Green move so far to start the day off. Bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. Going, going, going. That's what we considered, right? You're going to have a deleveraging green move. If the market comes in as expected, which given what that reaction, I'd probably say it's as expected. You're going to have a deleveraging green move. As they scramble to cut protected positions. And you have a pop. Yep. They cut 25 basis points. That is confirmed. So there you go. So we just had a NASDAQ pop from what, 420 to 510, so a 90-point pop, and then an instant top wick. Taking a look at the S&P, we have respectively the same, 6682. So about a 22-point pop on ES, and they're smoking it back over. Shenanigans. Right here. Do I show a history of all my trades? Negative. But I do show results. I do call out trades as I take them. And I do post the swing trades as I take them. It's not about me, it's about y'all. But I have a whole bunch of DMs of people who just hit on new all-time highs in their portfolio the last 3 months, so I think that's more important than me. Audio? Do y'all not have audio? No? You vote for 5%? Somebody on YouTube said they couldn't hear. The Fed's also going to host a pizza party. Yeah. Y'all remember those 200-point days on FOMC? Yeah. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Still holding. Got burned too many times. I'm learning not to trade FOMC. Yep. So I learned something similar because I would always try to chase this move, but I wait until 2:45, 15 to 20 minutes after he starts talking, is when I'll look to put on my first position. Big old green on TLT, massive green on TLT. See if we can take out the high of the day for my TLT peeps. ES is rocket ship 6686. NASDAQ is coming up to 500, all the way up to the high of the day of 542. The 15-minute high volume bottom wick that occurred at 12:30 Eastern time pinned the bottom of the day. And once again, buy the dip, rules king, baby. Buy the dip. Our rate cut's good for bonds. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Go look at the monthly chart on the S&P of the past 5 years and tell me is anything bearish or bullish. It doesn't matter. There's a clown behind the curtain pulling the strings randomly and the market goes up. Doesn't matter. What the heck is this price action? It's FOMC. Well, so far, I mean, it's not terrible. We've certainly seen better price action, but this ain't terrible. You know, we've got about a 100-point move so far, you know. Not terrible. Just got to keep buying TLT, baby. So far, volume coming in. We've got 26 minutes till he starts yapping. I typically don't watch him talk anymore. It's just always the same crap. I'll let y'all narrate what he's saying. High volume. Just keep buying TLT. That's right. If you're gonna participate in the TLT position that we're posting, is that you've got to be in for the long haul. It's not about 2 to 3% wins or losses. It's about 15 to 20 to 30% wins 12 to 24 months from now. Thinking about selling your Coke shares? That's a dividend king, baby. You gonna get rid of the dividend king? $12 to 24 months from now. $500. 24,506 right here. Coming on down nicely, 488, beautiful. I'm watching EMN to add to my Roth, nice. High volume top wick so far. No plays for me, I'm not taking anything until 245, but I'll narrate this stuff. High volume top wick, that's the highest 15-minute volume candle of the day, and we have an appropriate top wick. We have what? 40-point top wick? That's beautiful. Once again, volume is king. Always. Always. They're going to give back this whole move, aren't you? Aren't you? Beautiful. Aren't you? $463 all the way down. You play that high volume, you just would have netted 70 points on NASDAQ. I know I'm looking at a couple other companies, but they're undervalued and are growing their dividend much faster than KO. Plus, as a health advocate, I hate KO as a product. Yep. You and me both, brother. It's poison. Diet Coke, regular Coke, it's all poison. It's all poison. Inflation remains stubborn because of tariffs, even though no evidence suggests that. $51 million in calls purchased, $1.4 billion in puts on the books, and we're back to flat. Another top wick coming all the way back over. I'm driving home, just hit a massive thunderstorm. I need the Chinese to chill with NVIDIA and be back in the game. Yeah, buddy. 24,382 order on Bookmap. Yeah, right there. I bought you Amy from my Roth. Nice. $472. High volume bottom wick still. Top wick still playing out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Still coming down. Y'all see where that high volume came in at? Extraordinary. Extraordinary. They're going to give up the whole freaking range because of it. Amazing. Amazing. I'm telling you, man, I'm giving you all the Glengarry leads. Always be buying the dip. All you need is volume, baby. ABC. Always be 3 criterion. I need to come up with a word for that. What's up, D. Trent? Put that short button down. Got to get a great 50 points out of that. Heck yeah. That's all you need, baby. That's all you need. Oh, man. Love it. Love it. You're the man, D. Trent. How you doing, man? When do I plan to rebalance my LT portfolio? I've gone back and forth on that. On one hand, I don't want to do anything. On the other hand, I probably need to do something. But I don't know when that's going to be. I've got friends that took their money out in coronavirus and haven't put it back in. I have friends that, the ones that listened to me, played it perfectly. They put it in bonds at the top. They put it back in the equities at the bottom in April. So, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Most likely, if I had to guess, it's going to be a combination of doing nothing and doing something. You want to listen to me? Yeah, so it's going to be a combination. There's going to be some hedges I'll leave some exposure on because I know I'm not a freaking, a portfolio manager. So I'm a retail buy and hold guy, and I'm not going to try to pinpoint the top and the bottom. Yes, I think everyone kind of, even the most bullish of people can probably expect some sort of major pullback sometime, but the market has a great ability to do it exactly when you don't expect it. So my goal is to just do some sort of hedging somewhere near the top and get out somewhere near the bottom, within 10% of the bottom. So we'll see. Selling TLT puts to get assigned. Well, my point is that the reason why I have elected not to do cash covered calls on TLT is because I don't know when the big green weenie is going to come, and I don't want to get wrecked on some covered calls. So if I sell some CSPs, I don't mind holding TLT at a lower price. And if it doesn't go down, then cool, I make money on my CSPs, baby. All the way down, baby. All the way down. Volume is very faint compared to the volume on other YouTube sites. I'm watching back and forth with this one. I'm not sure what you mean. You talking about like the actual volume of my voice? I thought you meant like the volume of the market. I was like, people have higher volume? Look at that. High volume, top tick, all the way down. Fan-freaking-tastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. They just undid the entire move. High volume spike. I love it. It's a superpower. Superpower. Here you go. Where are they going to go with this? The Nasdaq, the tilt on Top Step is 55% long too, and they're getting wrecked. I love it. I love it. 361 new low of the day so far. They're wrecking on down. I love it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. 352. Looks like they want 300. Let's go to the 1 minute. We have volume coming in on this candle. It's the highest 1 minute candle of the day right there. Which means we're starting to enter to some support. So be careful chasing short here. Plus or minus. They haven't on down to 24,300, but now is where they enter the shenanigan zone. Fantastic, dude. Fantastic. $343. Amazing stuff. $326 coming in with equivalent volume too. Just tell me when you buy the dip. When I see a 3Cs, I will consider a position. This is way earlier than what I want to trade, but I can't help myself if I have a high volume 3C. I'm not touching nothing until I see a 3C move. We've already seen one 3C. I'm just not in the shorting mindset. So that was a fantastic 3C short opportunity there. And it's just getting wrecked. 240 point move here. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. 324. There's the highest volume candle of the day. What do they do with it? Boom. Smack the candle. Big green bottom wick. 100 ES ticks readings. What's the options tell us? The options tell us 1.6 billion of puts, 318 million in calls sold. Calls sold. It's fantastic. There we go. Up and up and up. Beautiful. 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 There it is. There it is. Highest volume candle of the day. There's a huge bottom wick. There's a 5-minute and a 1-minute, either one, depending on how aggressive you want to be. That's an easy 60 points right there. It's fantastic. I'm so afraid to trade this. Look, Unreal wrecked. It's all the way down, baby. Look, 65, 365, still going. 370, still going. 380, still going. 385, still going. ICT. Pfft. Yeah, this is a nice FOMC, man. I'll take this. I'll take this. I'll take this, baby. That's right, D. Trent. That's right. Get over here. Oh, yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. All right, so what do they say in comments? Sorry, I'm being a little pretentious today. I apologize. Let's go see. Man, I love it. I love it. I just saw it. Where did it go? Theta gang. All right, so what do we just have? Right there on the charts. Let me switch this over. Right here. Let me switch this over. If I can actually get it to work. I swear. I guess the DoD has got all the Discord servers all tied up because this is ridiculously slow. All right. 378 right there. Obviously, you're going to see what I'm going to do. High volume, bottom wick, and your entry point, depending on how aggressive you want to be, is anywhere in this area. Anywhere in that area is your entry point. You could get lower if you want. If you see that kind of volume, bottom wick. And right there is a 100-point move off lows. 100 points on NASDAQ. It's extraordinary. 24,295 was the close of the gap on the daily chart. Oh, we tapped it and went? Nice. It's extraordinary. Extraordinary, baby. Oh my gosh. That's the beautiful thing about buying the dip, man. Yes, I didn't touch a single short on a beautiful 3C short entry. If you took that short entry, well done. Even if I'm not taking it, that was freaking beautiful. What was it? 220-point move. But I had a fantastic, high quality, low stress 3C bounce, which I've been doing over and over again. I will take the small, high confident bounce over the fun short now in this environment. Over and over and over again. Until the macro environment says otherwise. When we get the 3C's hot top wick on the macro, that is when I will do that. And I'll start shorting every rip, baby. The dollar dump. Uh-oh. Not UXY, DXY. Yeah, dollar's getting wrecked. Look at that, 96.69 on the dollar. Lowest price since when? April. What happened in April? Something happened in April with the markets. I can't remember. Y'all celebrating inflation. I ain't celebrating nothing except my 3 C's, baby. None of this data matters to me at all. All I care about is the 3 C's. The 3 C's are my inflation hedge. The Mercury retrograde VWAP wicked right on schedule. Nice. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. If you're going to apply the Mercury retrograde, you've got to only do it on the lunar eclipse. That's when the full force is applied. Otherwise, it's just not worthless. Yeah, of course we're risky, but we already knew that. I figured he already knew that humidity set to 72%. Nine of 19 Fed officials see 2 more cuts in 2025. 2 of them only see 1 cut. 6 of them see no more cuts for the rest of the year. So right now the majority says we're getting 2 more cuts this year. Speak for yourself. Look at that bottom wick. Man. Incredible. Incredible. About to get it all back. There have been 2 fantastic signals on this move so far. It's very rare for FOMC to be this clean. This is Mr. Clean right here, baby. And I know Mr. Clean because I'm bald. 2 very high quality setups right here. The Fed is cutting rates, projecting even more rate cuts, but at the same time, it's upgrading its growth forecast. What is even going on? I love it. You're bald. I love it. It's a great episode. Bald is sexy. It is sexy. If anyone tells you anyone different, they don't need to be in your life. Smash both sides, you think? Extraordinary, dude. Absolutely extraordinary. Can I go through my 3 C's again? Yes, I can. I'll go ahead and type them out. The first C is volume inflows. The second C, wick, whether it be bottom or top wick. The third C, price action. I'll just call it price action. And the fourth C, which is unspoken, location. I should have just called it 4 C's. 3 C's sounds better. I don't know. We'll make this yellow. Whatever. So those are the 3 C's. So when I'm looking for a bounce or a rejection, whichever, let's say a bounce, I want high volume inflow, which we have. That's a high volume inflow if I've ever seen one. Slap my butt and call me Shirley if that's not a high volume inflow. Number 2 is a wick. We have a bottom wick. Same concept. So we have a supportive bottom wick to indicate that is in fact demand. And number 3 is price action, which means I want this follow-on candle, which in this case was the 1416 candle, to claim over the high close of the prior candle, which you can apply to pretty much any candle. And that happens. It takes over the prior highs. There's your indication to go high. Now, the third C is not necessarily the one telling you to get in. That's the one giving you confidence. That's the one giving you confirmation. I have no problem with you getting in earlier and only using the first two C's to get in a trade. The third one is going to drive your confidence. Now, the closer we are to a big location, like a monthly low, yearly low, weekly low, the more likely I'm going to front run and take a trade only on the first C. If I don't have strong location, I cannot take a trade only on volume because you're going to face a lot of shenanigans like liquidity sweeps, stop losses runs, all that kind of stuff, which even you still may get. But at least I know that I've got a very significant historical location to defend my position. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinarily accurate. It's extraordinarily accurate. Because of that, I've been able to put up these type of results in the month of September. Doing only this. I'm literally doing two things. I'm only buying the dip, no shorting whatsoever, and I'm playing high volume inflows, period. Nothing else. No erroneous scalps. No, oh, this looks like a short, this looks like a bounce. No, hey, I'm kind of bored, so I'm going to take a trade at a random 6:17 a.m. in the morning. Only high volume inflows, only buying the dip. No ifs, ands, or buts. And that's it. That's all you need to do. What time did they announce the rate cut? 1400. 1400. And they're about to start yapping in 2 minutes. Sometimes I feel like I could trade by only looking at volume, but I'm certainly not wrong. It depends on location. You can very well do that. Random trade at 617 sounds nice. For some people it does. What's my preferred trading time frame? Every one of them. I use the 1 minute to indicate volume inflows. I'll use the 5 minute to confirm a high confidence scalp. I'll use the 15 to get me into a longer term trade with a heavier position size. I'll use the 30 minute, 60 minute, 120 minute, 240 minute to get me into a decent multi-hour, multi-day swing trade. And I'll use it a daily to get me into a swing trade multi-weeks, multi-month. So it really depends on whatever time frame I'm looking at entering. I'm either getting in too late or I'm getting out too early. Getting out too late or getting too early. When I see a red candle, half my profits, I panicked and sold, but I would have stayed in. I could have been done for the week. All right, well, that's where you got to tell yourself. If you have a thesis and you could take a trade, tell yourself, say it out loud, even if you wake up your kids, trust the process. Remember, we're not here for the money. We are not here for the money. We are here to drive a process. When you start a business, you have to figure out to do something that you love, that you can make money off of. But first, you got to find something you love, that you're good at, that people will pay you for, that you love. Otherwise, you're going to hate your life. Trading's the same way. Drive a process that you can repeat, and the money will come secondary. So when you take a trade based on a thesis, say to yourself, trust the process. And if you can't say that, then you need to get out of the trade. Does the third C matter, open or close above previous candle? You want to take out not the highs and lows of the candle, but the prior open or close, depending on bounce or rejection. But again, the third C is not necessarily an entry indication. It's a confidence indication. Your first two need to drive the location of entry. The third C is driving confidence. All right, are we going to get continuation on the bounce, or is this going to reject and go all the way back over? Stuff like that. That's your litmus test for confidence. Bodies, not wicks. Correct. The close and open. Yep. IV is increasing. Just turn this winning trade to a losing one because of a stop too close. Well, when you set your stop, again, same kind of thing what I was talking about there is that don't set it based on profits. Set it based on market structure. Stay in the trade until the market structure breaks against you, and then you get out of a trade, not because of your money. The only exception to that rule is if you're just so deeply in profits that at some point you just want to decide to take profit, then you move your stop up tight just to see if you can get a little bit more and stop out of the trade. Other than that, you only touch your stop. You only set your stop based on market structure. Otherwise, you're going to get wicked out all over the place. You're going to hold losses too long, and you're going to stop out shorts way too soon. Have you ever caught a 100-point move on NASDAQ? Why? NASDAQ moves 100 points almost every single day, and you can't catch one of them? It's because you're stopping out too soon. All right, he should be yapping now. Do not, in my opinion, I would not take another trade until 245. Volume spike on 1 minute before that dropped 3 minutes ago, but I'll wait until 245, like Coach said. Well, I mean, when it comes to that stuff, y'all do what you want to do. There could be some good setups until then. I don't know. This has already been a very clean FOMC so far, which we don't normally get. So we could get some setups until then. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I know my trade log does not suggest I do well until about 245. When the manipulation and the shakeout calms down a little bit. I'm playing it safe. I'm already up with other trades somewhere. Nice. Speaking of which, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. There's always this bet if you want to gamble. Is that a thing? Can I bet on that? Says the man in the DGen Discord. What is that? The sports book? Oh my gosh. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Does all that make a sense to YouTube people? You ask a question. I want to make sure everyone gets their questions answered. Is he flapping his gums? You cook with sports betting. Back in the day, I tried. I've never been a gambler or a bettor. I would say probably say roughly 2010, 2011. I signed up for that DraftKings, I think it was. And like all day Sunday, I sat there and watched NFL football and gambled on it, and I lost every single bet I placed. And I was like, I'm never doing this again. I'm not a football one. Not to mention I wasted an entire day watching a grown man play a kid's game. No bueno. These scalp dips are an instant 20%. Nice. If you can get that done, nice. Another 50% rejection off that range. Nice, AR. Is that what happened? There you go. Updating installation. The 10-year yield falls below 3.99, the lowest since April. So does the dollar. Powell said that inflation has risen and consumer spending is down. FedEx interrupted me and lost $260 chasing the dog. Uh-oh. Send him a bill. Sometimes the site is blah. Right now, there's nothing to go over, nothing to look at. I am waiting another 10 minutes, 5, 6 minutes or so before actively looking for another trade. J-Pal feels our pain. Oh, I'm sure he does with his billion-dollar renovation of his office. As we pay $17 for a bowl of chipotle. With extra guac, of course. Jabronis. Data aggregation mechanism. Uh-oh, that's not good. I just had a data aggregation on Bookmap on that big red candle. I'm pretty sure we pay for his Chipotle too. We do. I don't watch any games. I just build models to bet using probability. Do you really? Then go about my day. A lot of people lose money sports betting because they bet on based on emotions that have no edge. No kidding. I thought the only guys making money on sports betting was like the mafia guys that, you know, they find out that the quarterback's girlfriend broke up with him the night before, so he's not really happy and he loses. Stuff like that. Wish I had that kind of dirt on J-Pal. He just made all that up. That's the Epstein files? Oh, burn. I love it. I listened to the Lords of Easy Money about the Fed. It was pretty good despite the author's bias. Late rent payments continue to tick upwards. Interesting. FSD. Why does JPOW take 30 minutes to do the press conference? Because before he comes out, he looks at all the limit orders and makes sure to say, no, just enough to stop everybody out. Isn't that the truth? Not unless you're using the 3 C's, baby. Not if you got the 3 C's. Got on 323. Three, 1, 2. Coming off just a touch. Beautiful top wick. Low of the day is about to be tested again. 292. If you get no volume spike here, I'm going to look for a breach through support. High volumes coming in. Powell threw some dingers in there against Trump. Did he really? All right, here we go. What are we doing here? This is our 3C setup right here. Let's see what happens. We have volume. We need a 5-minute bottom wick. Can we get it? If they breach this, we're going to go down another probably 100 points. So this is an important point. I do arbitrage betting. Made 50K the last 11 months. Nice. You need to write a book or something. That's insane. Three, 2, 2. Bottom wick. Beautiful. Arbitrage betting is very lucrative if you live in the right states. Interesting. All right, still holding 300 here with that prior bottom wick, with the prior volume. We were getting multiple sweeps down into the 295 area. We have a 5-minute high volume spike. We have some bottom wicks coming in. So the line of which you do not want to cross is about, I'd call it 295. If they can capture 326 and hold, that's your indication to probably play 50% move up or a full-on reversal. If not, down we go another 100 points. I line chart from time to time, as much as I should. Depends on the sports and such. Big tip is only one player props. Nice. Nice. Arbitrage betting, that's where you buy and you're buying and selling the demand of the product, right? Not necessarily the betting line or the odds. Strangle for sports betting. I see. All right. Hey, we've gone all day without political nonsense. You're already slinging political nonsense left and right here. Let's just go ahead and shut that down. I don't want to hear it. I think all things considered, the events this week, we've done a pretty good job in not talking about it. Alrighty. It is, what, 247? They're still sliding lower. Still sliding lower. Bottom wick still holding. Are we going to get a 3C move here or what? This is a true degen. What will Powell say during a September press conference? Good afternoon. Cost. You're going to risk 10 G's to make $162? Jeez Louise. Did he say it though? I didn't even watch it. But what if he stumbles? What if he says like good afternoon? Like what if he stumbles or coughs? Does that count, or does it have to be like a clean good afternoon? Or is it the intention of saying good afternoon? It's crazy. Anyway, high volume bottom wick right there, and we're going. And we're off to the races, baby. The simplest trading strategy for the beginners. 3C. Yep, that's exactly where I talk about it. Yep. That's exactly where I talk about it. All right, now we're off to the races, baby. Off to the races. This is a very important candle. Very important candle. This candle right here will determine, is this going to be a smoke show to 24,200, or do we recover back to 450 at least? This candle right here will determine that. He started with good afternoon. Nice. You are betting, for example, one team to win the game on the FanDuel and then the other team to win on DraftKings. You can do this because the books are all competing with odds, and sometimes you can find it where you can bet both sides, and no matter who wins the game, you net a profit. I was part of a Discord server for a few years ago that was ran by a coding instructor out of some college in Chicago, and he built bots that scans all the sports books for these places. Oh, okay. I've never heard of arbitrage as applied to sports betting. It's interesting. I've usually only heard that applied to, gaming the exchanges and trading. I was able to make a risk-free 30% almost every night never watching the game. Interesting. Interesting. You're welcome, Arthur. You're welcome. Three, 4, 6. Beautiful. Very important candle. Very important candle. It's nice having some nice breadth on these candles. Usually we're used to 5 and 6 point NASDAQ candles. Now we're getting a beautiful 30-point moves per candle. It's great. One day the guy just dipped out and closed the server. Uh-oh. Very sad day. Was he profitable? Like doing that stuff? Maybe he got caught doing something. Bro made his money and dipped. Nice. Holding 300. They always profitable. I've never been in one of those. It's my lifetime supply of gabagoo, yeah. These days are so much fun. They are a lot of fun. It started out pretty nice. Now we're kind of stuck down here at 300, not moving. Expect tariff-driven price increases to continue this year and next year. Interesting. All right, taking out the 265. Next step is going to be oh, there, just hit that right there. 200. That's a 100-point candle on NASDAQ right there, all the way down. Could think of today's cut as a risk management cut. Interesting. Every commercial is a sportsbook ad. 3C on gold. Let's take a look. Haven't even looked at gold today. Gold right there. Looks like it. We have high volume on the 1. It's not incredibly high. I wish we can get something like that. But we'll see. It's smoking on through. There's no bottom wick, and that's not, I mean, that's, let's watch how that moves right there. That's not high enough to kind of get me up in my seat, but yeah, that's definitely increased volume. NASDAQ 260. Oh, man. Downside risk to employment has risen. Inflation remains somewhat elevated. Activity in the housing sector remains weak. Blah, blah, blah. We do not feel the need to move quickly on rates. Bought 30 more of Tilt. Nice. Kind of strange TLT fell off. Well, we're not there yet. Buy it up, baby. Buy it up. $309, bouncing back up. Still holding the lows. Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. Wait until he leaves the podium? Probably. Probably. They're going to hit it again. We'll see, man. We'll see. We will see. If they can hold this. I'm waiting for that confirmation on the 3. And we're going to get it. We going to get it. Anybody take any straddles? Be honest. Who took a straddle? You Dave money you made, buddy. Did you really? How did you do that? I guess you could have if you sold at the top and sold at the bottom on those 2 moves. Long dated? Okay. Okay. You did on a challenge and made $900. Beautiful. Your puts are cooking nicely. Really? Interesting. I mean, heck yeah. I mean, that was a 70-point move on NASDAQ. All right. Finally, we take over 344 and climbing. Finally. And there's 24,370. It's about freaking time, man. So a closure over this level right here, let's call it 360, 358, 360. We should be able to reclaim the 450 morning low. 450 is morning low. Be careful there. And up we go. Beautiful. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Three C's still holding strong. Still holding strong. Once you see high volume, it's just a matter of figuring out where you're going to enter. That's it. I missed the high volume on NASDAQ again. Would you mind showing me? Which time frame? So we have a couple. You have a couple. You've got the first one, which is the opening of the FOMC. You've got the second one, which is the bottom, right here. And you've got the third one, which is here. And this one took a little bit to kind of play out. This one, and this one. But so far, every single time you have high volume, it pins the top of the bottom. It pins the top of the bottom every time. It's just a matter of figuring out where to enter. Now that third bounce, this one right here, the third move, was not nearly as clean as the first two. And you had to have a little patience. You're very welcome, Mojo. That's the 5-minute chart, by the way. It's even cleaner on the 1 minute. Oh, man. I took an IWM call convertible at the bottom. How would you have played the third one? Well, it depends on how you want to look at it. It depends on how aggressive you want to be. Anywhere down here in the 260, 270 would have been a fantastic entry, especially as they started climbing up on this final candle here at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. And now we're getting an absolute explosion of price action up higher. And now we're coming into the morning high. If you survive morning high, do not get out of the long. If you can survive this morning low, don't get out of the long. Roll your stop up and take your meat mitts off. And go. If they can hold the morning low. We talked about this earlier. Give it an opportunity to go green. Oh, it's a bunch of crap. I was wondering why my payout was taking too long on Top Step. I tried something new. Usually I do an ACH deposit, and I try to do a wire this time. And they said you can only do wire if you're an international client. I'm like, well, I'm not international. Although my bank account, all my bank account information is in the Cayman Islands, I'm not considered international. $24.34. Y'all see the morning low? Morning low is right here. Morning low is right here at 24.436. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. My Dutch in the eye. I'm just joking. I'm not really in the Cayman Islands. In fact, last I checked, I think they now cooperate with the IRS, so you can't even do that anymore. Man, nothing on there. My data aggregation is locked, so I got nothing on Bookmap right now. Got in too early. I wrote it 100 points down. Confidence faltered and got out for a loss, and then watched it jump all the way back where it was now. Do you have any suggestions for mindset alteration? Well, there's nothing wrong with getting out with a 100-point loss on NASDAQ. So if you enter too early, you can always remember, you can tell yourself, always get back in. I would rather you take a small loss if you enter too early and then get in at a proper area than hold a loss all the way and then you're desperate to get out the second you hit break even. Or you get out from a loss just to see it rocket back up. So that's why the more patience, the better. The more patience for the better. It can be very enticing to get into a move, especially when buy the dip over and over and over again works. But if you just wait for the high volume, and then even if you wait for the high volume, even if you were a touch early, you're still only talking about a little bit of a drawdown on this NASDAQ trade. So all you got to do with the volume is get in near the bottom and then confirm with the 3 Cs. Even if you're early, you could still absorb any kind of drawdown. Now, obviously today, you're going to have to set your expectations for a little bit more shenanigans because today, we're dealing with 100-point candles, not 10-point candles. So am I going to absorb a 30-point dip on a position yesterday? Absolutely not. Am I going to absorb a 30-point dip on a candle today? Maybe, probably. It's just different. Now, 100 points, that's a different story. The point is, with the volume, all you got to do is get close and then confirm with the bottom wick, confirm with the third C, and you're set. Just wait for the high volume spike and then ask yourself, what is the price action going to do? I like your advice about jumping on the right side of the V. Yep. Do you always go with limit orders? Correct. I never go with market orders. Never go with market orders. All right, they took out the morning low. Now what does that mean? Now it means we're flying to the morning high. Hopefully. So this is where you need to give it a chance. It could reject, it could not. But the probability, if we take out the morning low and hold it, we close a candle over it, you got to give it a chance to go to 550. That's another 100 points from here. We talked this morning about how do I catch a trend? How do I catch the big trade? This is how you do it. You got to give it a chance. Don't get greedy and don't get fearful either. I'm trying to take the profit too early here. Set your stop at a proper location. Be willing to risk a little bit of your profit here to catch the run up to the morning high. Or even beyond. Maybe it goes 200 points up from here. You don't know. But if you get out too early, you're going to be kicking yourself when this closes at 675 here in about an hour. Buy the dip. Over and over and over again. Use the morning low as your litmus test from here on out for the rest of the session. As long as you hold over the morning low, you're safe from a massive drawdown. If they close under the morning low, we're still in a technical downtrend. And you could, theoretically, take out the overall low of the day today. So just be patient and use that. Use these pivots to think logically about the market. Don't sit there and think, holy crap, what's going to happen? Woe is me. I'm such a jabroni. So I FAFO'd. I took a payout on my FN account and then promptly blew. Trader J, I've been in your shoes. You still get the payout. Good. Good. Don't sweat it. It's part of the game, man. Hey, listen to my podcast. It's about the business. Use the payout, get back in the saddle, and keep it going. All right, 24,504 still going. Can we grab the 541? Give it a chance. I told you all, if we close over the morning low, do not get out of your longs. And now we're about to tap the morning high. That's another 100 points. Right here, 24,436 was the target, and now you're about to get 100 points out of it. If you stayed in the chat, I'm going to send my QR code for Venmo to pay me a commission because you're about to gain 100 points. Actually, don't, because anything over $600, the IRS takes the money. Just mail me a check. Mail me cash. My morning range closes on the first hour of the day, so 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern is my range. Sent lead, yeah. And to pass 2 Lucid evals on that move up. Nice. Jumped in early, had to swallow those shenanigans, exited with profits. I'm done. Nice, Krish. Well done. He just wants the I do want the tips. That's right. Someone told me that there's no tax on tips, so right now it's just the tip. Just the tip. I've been a gold junkie for so long, I forgot about how much each tick is worth on ES. Oh, yeah. Waited patiently all day. I just made my lunch money. That's right, JS. That's right. Fan-freaking-tastic. Now, all the crap that I just spewed off, what happens if I see an incredibly large volume spike right here? What am I going to do? I'm out. That's right. Like a thief in the night, baby, I'm out. Like a fart in the wind. If I see outlier volume, that will it'll increase the risk, keyword there, of a possible move lower. But as long as we hold over the 436 and as long as I do not have a high volume spike, I'm going to ride this baby till Valhalla. Such a jabroni. Up and up away. Fan-freaking-tastic. Increíble. We almost got the morning high. We're within 20 points of the morning high. I would still consider that a pretty hefty win. In my opinion, your stop needs to be at least no lower than 432. If you want to play a little more conservatively, I would go 462. But no lower than 432. If I was a pansy and got out, do you recommend another entry? Do you need another entry? I told you all I was waiting for 245 to hammer this baby. And right about at it, man. That's why I wait till 245. Because the real move presents itself at or around 245. And it played out today. I've done all I can do today. Hit my $1,500 limit on 3 accounts. Nice, Pastor. Waiting for 1 hour after all the shenanigans was the best thing. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. 245. I just repped all my profits. What happened, Proggy? Do you think they could run this to 6,700? I don't know. Maybe. There's a lot of exposure up to 60 between now and 6,700 on SPX, so it's going to take a big old amount of momentum to get up to 6,700. We're kind of hitting that upper echelon. It's like, you know, climbing the first 90% of Mount Everest is pretty easy if you're in shape, obviously, but the last 10% is what kills people. There's a lot up there. See the move, I move the mountains. I don't know if a quarter point cut will make a difference. What do you think tomorrow and Friday will be like? Well, my thesis leading up until today for the tier 2 peeps that I posted, I mean, you're a tier 2 peep, was slow moving bullishness to start the week, shenanigans today, and then red to close the week. I still could see that happening, especially if they rocket this thing up into oblivion today. Yeah, we have the biggest OPEX in history on Friday. Like 1.4 trillion, something like that. A lot of trillions. A lot of monies. Mucho dinero is expiring on Friday. So, with that said, and there is an 11-to-1 call to put ratio on the books, which is also the highest of all time. So what does that tell you when 11-to-1 ratio of $1+ trillion of exposure rolls off the books on Friday, and it's all calls? The deltas of the underlying positions that need to be hedged are going to overwhelmingly adjust, and it's going to cause some rebalancing. I'm not going to say guaranteed bearishness, but it's just rebalancing. So what I would say is that Thursday, the day before OPEX, is traditionally where they make a big move. And just so happens it corresponds with the day after FOMC, which is also a shenanigans day. So we have a 2-time shenanigan day. By the way, I'm out on that red candle. We have a 2-time shenanigan day tomorrow. And if they do close this thing super bullish without any kind of top weight, I could easily foresee them pulling the rug on it tomorrow and then pinning it dead flat on Friday. So we'll see. Can you call ES? I mean, I could try. Yeah. Hello, ES. Hey, buddy. I was told to call you. I don't know. Some jabroni on Discord. Okay, I'll let him know. He said he's in the shower. He'll call you later. Ba-dumch. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, let's take a look at ES. I'm just messing with you. What time frame is this? This is the Cinco 5-minute. That's the morning high right there, baby. You mean you just didn't call ES? All right, so the S&P right now, 66.55. We have aggressive top wicks off of 6670. We have 24525 coming up. And then 66.14 bottom wick up to 60.73. So the morning low on the ES is 66.60, let's call it. That is the point of rejection here. So obviously we come above it. We're only able to close one single candle over the morning red before they now reduce it back over. So that is still your balance point here. If they fail it and stay under it, I would not look for high prices. So I mean that's the area. And then after that we're coming up. Your Iron Condor is doing beautifully. I bet it is, Chris. Yeah, but let's be honest. You were sweating it there for a little bit, weren't you? At 66.12. But I knew you'd be okay. I knew you'd be okay. Yeah, not to mention, I mean, heck, we're in power hour now, so Theta is going to start munching away, baby. Munching away. If this does run up, I'm not going to be a part of it. So I stopped out on that red candle, so that's it for me. I stopped it for me. What's up with the Kermit the Frog every time I log in? That's Dan. That's Dan. I was sweating, but I was locked in the profit. Oh, beautiful. House money? Oh, that's the best trade, man. When you have house money, the best trade. Confidence in your system goes a long way. And part of doing stuff like that, if you can get a good, high-quality trade on early, and then you lock in your profits for the day, and then after that, if you want to take any more trades, you do so with position sizing that won't wipe out your entire profit. So you're playing with house money, meaning no matter how bad that trade goes, you're still in the money. So you can allow yourself to take a breath, leave the trade on, let it meld, and then make your money. And then if you take a loss on the position, you're still net profitable, but you have to be mature enough and disciplined enough to reduce your position sizing where you're not going to wipe out your entire session. So having confidence in your system that you could take a trade like that and just go hands off, it's extraordinary. It's funny. Think about how much we talk about with trading, most of which is just managing yourself. Very little bit is actually, talking about 3 C's. I could explain it in 20 seconds. But to know the market is to know thyself. If you have no enemy within, then the enemy outside can do you no harm. And that includes the market. I'm pretty sure I read that on a fortune cookie. Confidence is a huge issue for me. I'm trading it, and trading that is. Well, let's discuss it, man. You're a part of tier 2. So, we have the tier 2 chat that you can talk in where it's not overrun with Kermit gifs. So you can post. If you have a confidence issue, if you're going to trade, then post, ping me, and let's figure it out. Maybe I can suggest, hey, you're in a confident position, just chill, or you probably need to get out of that thing ASAP. So that's what I want to do for y'all, is try to apply any help I can, or anyone else, not just me. Anyone else who's just as smart as I am, if not way more. I mean, I'm not that smart, to help out. Like-minded individuals, man. That's why we're here. Like-minded individuals. I'm about to flood tier 2 chat with Kermits. You're very wise if you're not smart. I wouldn't call myself a smart feller. I have common sense, sure. I've been doing this a long time, but always love to listen to you on FOMC. Nice, Gray. Thank you. Appreciate you. Any trades today? Yes, sir. Or ma'am. Don't know. Fib levels have been on fire. Nice. Nice. Fart smeller. That's right. The data that we get from the BLS is still good enough to do our work. Yeah, right after they posted a historic revision of 1 million jobs. Well, we are stuck right here to the morning low. So, in my opinion, I don't think there's very much else worth trading today. I could expect a shenanigan candle in the last 10 to 15 minutes. So, the tumultuous 10, right after dirty 30, that's probably going to be a crazy candle. You're probably going to get a pretty significant move the last 10 minutes. So, be ready for it. I'm about to have my highest profitable trade on my personal account. Beautiful. That's amazing, Kennedy. You're killing it, dude. Killing it. What I may do, and I do this occasionally, I may throw up a couple of high short limit positions overnight. And I'm talking some Hail Marys. Lord of full of grace type of deals. Like maybe 24,000, I don't know, like 720 or something like that. Just in case they go poppy in a European Open and then Topwick and dump it back over. Yeah. Yeah. After putting the Gamble-Roni meter down, this is my 10th straight day winners. Beautiful, Krish. I love it. What do you attribute your success to? I'm getting a lot more. See, this is my true testament. Yes, my trading results are fantastic right now, but the true testament to why things are going so well is because I'm getting a lot more DMs from people who are killing it. So I want to hear what your success is. Y'all's success sustains me. I love it. Consistency. I love it. In my opinion, one of the big things I've really adhered to as well is hitting the top step lockout button at 10 o'clock and not taking any more trades after 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern time. 10 o'clock Alaskan time, 11 o'clock Eastern. Shut it down at 10 o'clock, no ifs, ands, or buts, except for special occasions such as today, which we planned for it. And even then, I made a plan. 2:45. And what happened? We waited for 2:45, 2:50. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And we're about to collapse your rocket to 550. Adhering to position sizing, love it. Stop looking for shorts has helped a ton emotionally because I don't feel like the FOMO could just watching. Yeah. So there's a lot to that. There's a lot that goes into only buying the dip and no shorting. Instead of trying to figure out, do I short, do I long, what do I do here, do I chase this down, all you do is you sit back, you put your feet up, you sip on your iced tea, and you just wait for the dip. You wait for the high volume 3C bounce. And it brings in a level of clarity that you don't normally get, a level of stress management that you don't normally get. And it's extraordinary. It's literally completely changed the way I looked at the market the past 10, 11, 12 weeks. You're still bad at cutting losses? All right. I've never regretted cutting losses. I've always regretted holding losses too long. If you have that problem down in the pit of your stomach of I don't want to cut this loss because I don't want it to come back on me, tell yourself that. The second you close out a loss, you instantly feel better, and you can always re-enter. You can always re-enter, but you can't re-enter if you blow your account. Keep yourself in the fight. That stupid morning low is used as support, you jabroni stupid morning low. I think you putting a name to the 3Cs helped a lot of people. They technically were there before, but they were much more ambiguous. Yeah. I completely agree. And I've always struggled with that. I've always struggled with how do I quantify and articulate the volume price analysis into a way that's easily consumable. And I think the 3Cs had finally achieved that. It only took me 4 years. But I think I finally achieved that. Are we going past the morning low? We already have. The morning low is the 24436 right here. That's the morning low. So it looks like we're coming up on the morning high. And I think we are going to breach it. Yes, I think we're going to go. I think we're going to go another 100 points. If we take out that 254, I think we'll go another 100 points on NASDAQ. Have I ever tried implementing the 3Cs on the 15? Negative. The 1 minute is fast enough for me. the 1 minute is new to me, and it's fast enough. If you have a chip, you have a chance. I think a lot of people have said those words as they've lost their if they lost their mortgage. Read, reread, and read again. The suckers always try to get something for nothing, and the peel and all the booms is quite frankly gambling instinct. Recruited spurred by pervasive prosperity. People who look for the easy money invariably pay for the privilege of proving. That's a lot of big words. Privilege of proving conclusively that it cannot be found on the sordid earth. I need a thesaurus, man. But yes, it's true. That's true. 100%. Gambling, bad. Summed it up. No, you're 100% right, man. You know, I try to give y'all some tough love. By the way, we're about to blast to 650. I try to give y'all a lot of tough love. And that is, if majority of traders are unprofitable, why don't you do what other traders are not doing, which is actually follow your stupid rules. No ifs, ands, or buts, no exceptions. Play like a champion. Rule number 76. No excuses, play like a champion. Nice Hatter. There's the morning high. Now we're going for 650. I'd say 600, then 650. Blast off, baby. Blast off. The morning low. That was the obstacle. That was the obstacle. Bunch of crap. Why is it 2025 and it still takes 10 business days for funds to clear in a stupid brokerage account? Drives me nuts. Why do I have to drive the bank to do a stupid wire? Time to open your own bank, that's right. Jabroni Bank and Trust, that's right. You gotta diversify your bonds. After this, are we gonna close flat? Maybe. If you are long, your best friend right now is 24540. You need to call 24540's mom, ask him if he can come over to sleep over, get some pizza, get some Halo LAN parties, and let's see if we can close it. Because if you close it, he's gonna be your best friend. And it's going to 650. Holmes going to have his own bank, prop firm, and broker here soon. I wish. The daily looks like a nasty bottom wick. Yeah, it does. Something like a peer-to-peer cash system. They make interest on your money, yeah. Would it be great if there was some way to transfer money outside of the banking system? I love it. I'm over $400 using 1 to 2 micros since we started. I'm done. Nice Arctic Wolf. Beautiful. Buy the dip. See, I still don't regret the big old 200-point sell-off that I didn't partake in. Why? Because if you continue to buy the dip in a bullish market, you're going to catch a banger. Exited all positions small green day. I played small in FOMC because I've been burned before. Nice, Chris. All I want for Christmas is 7,000. Man, you may get it. Every time I question Trader J, he ends up being right. Kind of scared of him at this point. Rinse and repeat below is my method of consistency. 3 C's, patience, confidence, daily routines, emotional self-control. I love it. I love it. Keep it up, Krish. Keep it up. I highly encourage you as well, get yourself an accountability partner. Whether it be someone in the server, someone in your personal life, your spouse, somebody to keep you in check. To ask questions. Hey, are you following your rules? Are you done at 10 o'clock when you said you're going to be? Did you max position size 57 minis today? Did you take 63 trades? You know what else you can do? Take a mirror. Get a mirror. Like one of those little makeup mirrors. Put it right in front of you so you have to look at yourself while you're trading. Can you look yourself in the face, in the eyes when you're being an idiot? When you're breaking all the rules you said you were going to break? It's terrible. It's like when you're looking at something on your phone you're not supposed to be looking at, and the screen goes black for a second. You see your own face in the phone. You feel the shame. Officially my most profitable ES trade ever, or just like today? 15 to 30 minute chart is stress free. No trend lines to play, just good old POC. I love it, Kennedy. The daily mirror is a good idea. It sounds kind of funny, but you never know, man. I think you're onto something with that mirror trick. You think so? I like it. A little bit of reflection. So you see where we did all this stuff? We came up, we pinned the morning low, we absorbed it, we broke higher, used the morning low as support. Now we're rejecting the morning high right here. So your morning high is the position which you need to claim to go to 600, 650. The daily mirror is a very good idea. Nice. I like it. I like when I come up with random good ideas with y'all. It's good stuff. As much as I've learned and improved, I also forget how much you have improved on guiding and explaining the process and keeping our heads on straight. Truly building a great community. Thanks for all being a part of it, starting my trading journey. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate you, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Y'all humble me sometimes. It's good stuff. I love that people are finding success. That's for sure. My biggest stressor in my professional life is this place completely worthless, or is people finding some success here? Is it what I'm doing here every day actually worth something? So I'm happy to hear that some people are getting some value out of it. Never think that again. I appreciate that, D-Trent. Appreciate you. Spent some time fishing around. They all suck. Well, it's all about keeping things written in crayon, man. Treat people with respect and everything else comes along. Came back after embarrassing myself. Why? I've had better micro trades because I can withstand a 100-point tick drawdown, but most profitable ES trade ever since I used minis instead of micros. I was using minis, decided to actually be patient. I love it, Kennedy. Love it. Love it. Fantastic, baby. So my entry on this position came at 317, which was right there. When we started to come in with volume on here and we started to make the upswing, once I saw that we were going to clear over that first candle, 268, I put on that position, hands off. Once we got that big old volume bounce, I was looking to see if we can claim 356 and then roll the stop up, and then eventually we got up to 520. Came back to embarrassing myself now. Oh my gosh. Whatever that is, looks terrible. The other thing that worked for me is a video of myself while I'm trading, and that was an awesome experience. Like video of your face or like the video of your screen? Your face? Oh, nice. I wouldn't want to do that. I don't want to see myself. I've become better at sniping trades after removing the I need to trade today mentality. Love it. If you demand and verbalize this stuff too, demand the 3 C's from your trades. Demand the volume. And then if you lose, so be it. That's part of trading. Losses happen all the time. Demand the volume. And most of the time the market will be on your side. And then you start to trust your win rates, baby. You start to trust the probabilities. Because a long-term hit rate is a probability indicator. So at any given notice, I have a 70 to 80% chance that I'm going to be correct as long as I play the volume. As long as I play the volume, keyword. So that gives me confidence to say trust the process. I remember back in the day how anxious I waited to trade FOMC and I got wrecked. Now I wait until now I wait it out without any FOMO on the next day's 10. Nice, Chris. Yeah, that's 100%. You're absolutely right. The next days tend to be better. All right, we are 20 minutes away from the end of the day here. Your first trade today was after 2 p.m. Negative. So my first FOMC trade was 245. I took trades earlier today. I took 3 trades earlier today. But I allowed myself one trade in an FOMC at 245 because of special circumstances. Yeah. Ow. 24,508. Thoughts on the 50 and 55 algo after today? Shakeout. You know, those candles are always nutty. I definitely don't intend on taking another position today. What's funny is the company Wi-Fi blocks your current meters, but not the others. Does it really? Got to switch to LTE. I love it. All right. Uh-oh. So Streamlabs just announced that they're doing AI streaming agents that you can attach to your Streamlabs software. So now I can create a 3D AI generated representation of my head and overlay that over the screen. That is fantastic. I'm going to use Sloth's head instead of my head, and I'm going to do that, so you have to listen to Sloth talk all day. From Goonies. Oh, man. All right, what else y'all got? I'm done trading for the day, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. What else you got? A little Braveheart? There you go. That'll be you. Yeah, way too much hair. Way too much hair. Jerome Powell just cut interest rates by 25 basis points. Wow, what a genius move, said no one ever. Total idiot. Could have been 100, could have been 200. If I were running the Fed, we'd be cutting rates faster than sleep. Oh, no way. No way he said this. Oh, it's satire. Never mind. For another awesome trading day. Oh, thanks, Damon. Appreciate you, buddy. Well done on the continued success. Keep it up. Keep it up. AI me, yeah. I'll also continue my journaling, which over a period of time shows me my weakness and strengths. I love it. Journaling is absolutely crucial. Every single data point you can mine from the market is only going to help you. For example, that Lance Bernstein dude that is pretty prolific in the trading community posted today that he realized that sleep had a statistical effect on his trades. Lack of sleep, he would perform way worse over the long haul. So, are you tracking your sleeping habits on your trading journal? I'm not. Although I do track, I was just in a pissy mood or something. It's crazy. SPX 6630. Nice. Let's see. Options did not really follow suit to support the big recovery. In fact, they are buying more puts, which makes me think tomorrow is going to be a reversal day. You average 6.5 hours a night. I don't know, man. Lately, I've been getting up. Like this morning, I opened up my eyes at 1:30 this morning. Couldn't go back to sleep. 2 nights in a row now. I just can't sleep. It's terrible. Terrible. Any idea on why your volume is not matching closer to this? Top step X, if that matters. Time frames, maybe. Right now, that is the 5-minute time frame you're looking at. Sleep is slept on, dude. I love sleeping. Huh. I don't know. NASDAQ, both Z contracts, the Zulus. I don't know. It's a good question. I had a midday map for the games. I'm not a big napper. Magnesium oil spray to your feet will give you a very good sleep. Really? Like spray it on my feet? Interesting. I recommend everyone read Why We Sleep on his JRE episode. Really? Okay. That's interesting. I'm intrigued. $5.30 order imbalance. Yeah. So I took 3 trades this morning, 1 trade in the afternoon. We are chilling up here to 24,481. We're pivoting off of the morning high. Trader J, think if you and I were wrist buddies, we might do better. It'll do the expand and contract kind of thing, which will, sleeping pills. Okay. AI is getting crazy. My dad just developed a marketing video for Christmas for Huntington Bank, and I didn't have to hire a single person. Use friends, family, Adobe Animator. Ah. What's a risk buddy? It's accountability buddy. To keep you accountability buddyable. All right, y'all. Y'all be safe. Don't get chopped up in the last 15 minutes. There's no reason to continue to trade. Do I use volume profile? Absolutely. It's a huge part of my system. But I only use it in pre-market or pre-week. I don't use it in the actual trading session. But yes, it's a massive part of my system. y'all shut it down. Don't trade the last minute unless you're going to play some sort of crazy small lotto thingy. Other than that, the confidence is over. Tomorrow is Thursday. I expect shenanigans tomorrow. I expect a good move. I may put on a Hail Mary short position high up just to see if I can get a fill and then top back over around European Open, something like that. I'll let you know if I decide to do something like that. If I do something like that, it's going to be small position sizing. Other than that, y'all have a fantastic day. I had a fantastic day with you all. I'll see y'all bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm out. See you.